across the long last great divide. The distant longing never dies. And all the pain of a dream that was never known never fades, no, no. That's alright, someday I'll find you. I tell myself most every night. It seems so far and away. Another life, another time and place. Oh, I hope that I can find you so far and away. I've nothing lost, I never will replace. It seems so far away. A love I'll never come to see. And though I tried, can't let it be. My God, it aches for the longing, it only grows every day. I only bleed when I'm all alone. It's saying time will it tomorrow. But to me that's just a lie. It seems so far and away. Another life, another time and place. Oh, I hope these words will find you so far and away. I'm waiting on a miracle today. It seems so far away. So if you hear this last refrain, I hope you know that I still wait. I can't let go. All I need is a miracle every day. All I need is a miracle. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we found camp. A place to call home for a couple of days. We're elevated, so we don't have to worry about runoff all around us. There's water just down the ridge. I may have to walk a bit for some firewood, but a fire might be sketchy up here these days anyhow with the wind. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is home. It's only temporary, just for a little while. Kind of like life. We're only here for a little while. Then we move on. But I feel very protected here. Jaime's mountain is just behind me. This is a very special place. But the work's just begun. We have to set up camp. Water for sure. The valley wind should stop blowing once the sun starts to set. So let's get the tent set up.
How we lost our way tonight, how we lost our hope to sorrow. It feels like we're all alone, running further from what's right, and there were no more heroes to follow. So what are we becoming, and where did we go wrong? Yeah, oh yeah, I want you rise today and change this world. Yeah, oh yeah, I want you rise today and change this world.
Well, that made for an interesting evening and afternoon. I was finishing up, setting up camp, and I was filtering water and felt the temperature drop. Looked to the northwest to see storm clouds rolling in. So I spent a couple of hours hunkered down in my tent, rolled up in my sleeping bag, because that was the best place to be. You know, I come up here with certain expectations, and we've been treated really well by the weather for the past 4 years, so I can't complain about that. You may have even noticed the haze that's in the air beyond the clouds. That's actually smoke from the Montana fires that's coming down to the southeast. Now it looks like it's breaking a little bit to the north, but it also looks like it's trying to sneak back around from the northwest too. Once again, I've been taught a lesson. And it was one that Jaime tried to teach me many, many times. You see the road we traveled. It wasn't easy. And unfortunately, I kept saying, this isn't the way it was supposed to be. And Jaime had finally had enough of that talk. And she politely, yet sternly, asked me to stop saying that. And once again, she was right. See, what I've learned since she went to heaven is to have your expectations and reality living as close together as possible. In fact, I've recently said, let's just get rid of expectations and deal with reality. The reality of the matter is, Jaime taught me more about grace and forgiveness than anybody else, even parents. She knew more about me than anybody else, yet still forgave and loved just the same. That is the consummate definition of the word grace, undeserved love. And she gave it time and time and time again, no matter how many times I disappointed her or did something stupid. What about you, my friend? Has your life not lived up to the expectations that you had for it. It's not easy, I know. After all, look where I'm at. This is reality for me. But for those of you who are dealing with life-threatening illness, cancers, disease, my heart breaks for you. I won't tell you that I know how you feel, but through my own journey with Jaime, I can certainly empathize with you, and how I wish there was something that I could do to make things different for you. But ultimately, that is not my job. In fact, I was very humbly reminded that it is not my responsibility to understand, but it is my responsibility and duty to trust. After all, if Jaime could give me grace time and time and time again, being a mere human being, think of how much more grace and undeserved love God is willing to give to you. Even in your sickness, even in your pain, even in your trials, His grace is still there. And after coming up that trail, sitting in the tent, listening to it rain, I know with absolute certainty there was additional help getting me up the mountain with Jaime's cross. But grace and love are unusual things, gifts really, that have been given to us by the one whose very nature, his very essence, is love. And if God gives us His love, that's why we show grace to one another, just as Jaime did to me. You know, there are times when I miss her so much. just want to reach out and touch her. I just want to hear her voice. But that's not going to happen this side of eternity. And if God, whose very nature is love, who in community and unity in the Trinity was in perfect relationship before time and space and matter, think of how much more special that is, that we reflect that nature. Now, I'm sure you've heard me say before, if you've seen any of my previous videos, a lot of people commented about the relationship Jaime and I had, and it was far from perfect. But we loved each other the best we knew how. And we showed each other grace and forgiveness. You know, there were many times there were words exchanged in anger, but quickly followed with words of humor, just to make her laugh, to make her giggle. And even though your relationship might not be under the stress of cancer or some other life-threatening disease, how about you? Do you show grace? Do you offer forgiveness? The last time I was in this basin was in 2003, 14 years ago. Not much has really changed here that I remember. But when I think about myself, there's a completely different person sitting here than rode these trails on horseback 14 years ago. I was very proud, very arrogant. Grace and forgiveness weren't really high on my list of priorities in those days. What was career and job aspirations. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that path led to nothing but heartache and heartbreak. Until one day, a pretty girl sent me an email and it almost didn't happen. So tonight, why don't you give your husband, your wife, an extra snuggle? Because you know the pain when they're not there. Whether it's traveling, or a journey that was similar to Jaime's. I can honestly tell you that if you are climbing the ladder of career and aspiration, if you think happiness will be waiting for you at the top, I mean to tell you, there is nothing there. And while I'm not saying that I have ever been at the top of my ladder, I have rubbed elbows with enough people who have. And I can assure you they are some of the saddest, miserable people that I've run into. It looks like the rain is still falling across the ridge. And the wind is changing. Don't let the winds of change in your life blow you away from what's really important. I can tell you with almost certainty that when you retire from that career, I doubt that you're going to say, boy, I wish I would have spent more time at the office, behind the desk, behind the computer screens. So, put down this, put down the phone, turn the computer off. Go to your husband, go to your wife, turn the television off, and just spend some time in each other's arms. Because I would give anything to be with Jaime that way tonight. Think about it, my friend.